Hey, what's up, YouTube? A little bit of Liza P today. Sorry if I don't really have much to say. Just, kind of a vibe I've been going through. I just hate winter. Always get hit with a really bad wave of depression the second that winter hits. And the thing is, it's still November. Winter hasn't even really hit yet. It's just, the sun starts going down way earlier, it comes up way later. All I want to do is sleep. I just have absolutely no energy to do anything. It's just, I hate it. And it's really fucking with that guide for the Expedition 33 no-hit. Just cause, like, I can never put myself in the right vibe. But I'll try to. The thing about that guide is, guys, like, I don't want to half-ass it. I want to make sure that I'm putting in, like, the best effort that I can. And so, if that means that I have to take a while on it, then so be it. In the meantime, though, I guess I can play this game casually. Was kind of drawing a blank on games to play casually. I recently played through the Uncharted series. That was fun. Took me back to my childhood there. It was a lot more jank than I remember it being, though, I'm gonna be honest. For how much platforming exists in that game, the platforming is quite jank. You know, I never did play The Last of Us Part 1 after all these years. And by extension, that also means I never played The Last of Us 2. Have absolutely zero intention of playing that dogshit game, but pretty much everybody regards the first one as like one of the best games of all time. So I don't know. I might give it a little playthrough one of these days. Seems like it has a lot in common with Uncharted. There you go. So I don't know what kind of playthrough I want to do today. I want to do the DLC, but like, what if I just didn't do Arlecchino? Or what if I just summoned Leia for Arlecchino? Would that really be a crime? If just the one part of the game that makes me hate it, I just removed entirely, and just made it a non-issue? Would that really be a crime? You know, it's like I said a few months ago, they put Leia in the game for a good reason. You know, like, even though it's meant to be an accessibility option, like, it's also just a fucking mental health option. If you get tilted over, just stupid difficulty like that. And the devs knew exactly what they were doing with that fight. They knew. And they fully knew it was not for everybody, so. I mean, hey, I'm willing to bite my ego, swallow my pride, and just fucking get through the fight, regardless. If that's the one part of the game that makes me hate it, then fine. Then fine. We'll work around it. I'd rather not hate my favorite Souls game just because of that, you know? It feels like such a damn shame. Because I was saying so many nice things about this game, since it came out until literally I got to Arlecchino in the DLC playthrough. And I just want to go back to that, you know? That's all I want, is to just go back to that. Yeah, I do think the parry timing is more or less the same in this game as it is Expedition 33. In fact, I do think it is a little bit more lenient. Surprisingly. Just ever so slightly more lenient. That doesn't mean easier by any means, but I do notice a slight little bit more wiggle room. Man, I do feel like I can't even go back to play Elden Ring nowadays, though. I tried doing it a little bit ago, and, I just got so bored of it. It's like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything really left for me in that game. Checking that I'm in light load. Yeah, I guess this will just be like an all bosses speedrun. Well, all ergo bosses. I could care less about the NPCs and shit. So we'll do the DLCs. We'll do the true ending. Or I should say Nameless Puppet. All you have to do is just tell a few lies, raise your humanity just ever so slightly, and then you can get Nameless Puppet. In order to not get Nameless Puppet for the ending, you really have to, like, try. Either just be stupid and actually give your heart to Geppetto, without realizing, like, that's the bad ending somehow. I have no idea how you wouldn't realize that. But either that or just literally speedrun the game and don't tell a single lie. That is the only way you can avoid Nameless Puppet. So, like, I really do feel like you have to try, or just kind of be a special individual in order to get the other ending. That is no offense, but, yeah. If a big scary man asks you to give up your heart, then, probably shouldn't be listening to the big scary man, you know? You know, I probably am in a good enough mood to do the Expedition 33 stuff, but we're already down this Liza P rabbit hole now, so fuck it. Took a couple of shots of whiskey before I started stream here, so it's keeping me going. Where is it? So what weapon do I want to use? I definitely don't want to use the glaive. I feel like every time I play this game, I use the Great Sword Rapier move. Or the combo, whatever the hell you call it. So, what are we feeling? You know, how about the Trident of the Covenant? Yeah. Archbishop's weapon. I fucks with that. That weapon's pretty fun. You bastard. Can you fucking stagger? How much poise do you have, you shit? Right, do we have Jiminy's voice muted? Hey, Pass Grim! Let's go! I'm sorry, Jiminy is a fine addition to the game. He's just a little bit obnoxious, you know? Like when you're just trying to hear yourself think and he's just like yap 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 like a fucking chihuahua and he just never shuts the hell up. That's probably how you guys feel about me, right? Yeah, I'm like Jiminy in real life, right? You guys probably wish I would just shut the fuck up occasionally, right? No, I know how it is. Heard it a million times. Tell me why this guy has so much less poise than the fucking NPC we just fought. Like, what the hell? Maybe I was just parrying this guy more. I rolled. Oh hey, I forgot. You can actually get your Estus back. If it runs out. Another reason this is my favorite Soul game. You just lock in and then you can recover. And it gets harder and harder to do that every time you do it. God, Liza P is so goated. bitch. I could also use etiquette. Etiquette's pretty dope. So buy both of these. Oh yeah, and another really cool thing. You don't even need stats to use any weapons in this game. Everything is just free. All it does is just cost weight and stamina. Fatal attack. Increased ergo. Arts. Sure. Okay. Let me take off this hoodie. It's hot as fuck. Can you move? Okay. One of the only things that I dislike about this game, when you die and you try to retrieve your bloodstain, if you get hit trying to retrieve it, you lose a fraction of your souls until eventually it just reaches zero. Or sorry, one singular ergo. It's just, like, it just defies logic for why that's even a thing. Like, yeah, punish the player for dying and trying to go back to where they died. What a great idea, devs. What a fucking brilliant idea. Just another one of those things that makes me scratch my head when it comes to these devs, that there's not that much, but there's quite a few things where I'm just like, devs, did you even care about whether or not that was fun or enjoyable? Or just fuck it hard for the sake of being hard? Especially in the latter half of the game. That's kind of the way that it starts to feel. Like, I'll be the first to say, I don't think Arch Abbey is a very well-designed area at all. And pretty much everything after Swamp Monster, with the Disruption Crystal spam, and the Decay spam, and the just enemy spam, it definitely gets obnoxious. But I'm willing to look past all that because of the customized system with the weapons, the grindstone system, the heal back system, as I was talking about, the Fable system, the Court system, the rally system combined with the deflect system, and how that also incorporates the poise break system from Elden Ring. This game has a lot of mechanics, and I think it implements them extremely well. In terms of the boss design, though, I like a lot of fights. Now, there are very few fights that I dislike, but I feel like the only, like, amazing fights are Laxasia. Romeo, I think, is very impressive. Nameless Puppet, obviously, I love a Nameless Puppet. And then we get into the DLC, and Markiana's great. Anguish Guardian's great. And I see why people love Arlecchino. I think my first playthrough, I was pretty impressed by him. You know, he had a lot going on. There was a lot to learn. But, yeah. Then he just started to annoy me with how I just couldn't learn anything because everything was so variable and just it's not even worth getting into. It just annoys me every single time. But, like, I think there are very few bad bosses in this game. Very, very few. And you can even chalk a lot of that up to just inexperience from these devs. And I, have pretty high hopes for them making a sequel. Well, just looking at this game at face value, nothing is immune to criticism, you know. There was a point in my life where this was my favorite game of all time. Like, probably about a year ago or so. Before I found Final Fantasy IX and Expedition 33. This game just combines Bloodborne and Sekiro in just such a perfect way. With all those other game mechanics I was talking about. That it's just a beautiful work of art. And so, like, all those aspects that annoyed me, I was just more than willing to tolerate. Just because everything else was so fun and well-designed, in my opinion. But Arlecchino, he kind of just made me open my eyes to it. To just how BS a lot of the game is. And once I started seeing that, I could never unsee it. Yeah, it feels bad. Oh my fucking god. I'll always love the game. I will. But it's just hard to go back to now, the way that I used to. Maybe that's just a result of me changing character, outgrowing my shell or whatever, morphing into a different person. Happens to everyone. don't know if that was no hit, but that was pretty clean. Man, so, I saw in my recommended, one of my favorite Final Fantasy streamers got the world record for this game. Death Unites Us 48 Live. So that was, pretty interesting, seeing the Final Fantasy guy get the world record for this game. Definitely was not expecting that. He doesn't ever, like, stream on YouTube, it's always on Twitch. He just, like, posts his VODs on YouTube. So I never, like, see what he's up to. Do I need to touch this? Nah. Bitch. Fuck you, lady. Okay, just rip the stagger, I guess. It's fine. Who needs a stagger? I fucking rolled. Fuck off, lady! Oh my god, I hate the fucking menu so much. And also the fact that the analog stick can actually affect your menu, because the devs thought that was actually a good idea to let the analog actually affect your menu. Just another one of those things that just makes me scratch my head with these devs. Like, yeah, that I love having the analog affect my menu. What a great fucking idea, devs. Truly, just the best feature in any Souls game. Because it's not like you're holding forward and then you open up the menu while you're holding forward with the analog stick. No, no. You would never do that in any menu ever, in any Souls game, right? Anything to drop? Why not? Alright, let me just... Let's see if we can make this. Ah! Almost. Yep. Attacked out of an unskippable animation, dude. And it can happen at this door up ahead, too. I have watched quite a few no-hit runs die to that complete bullshit. And there's just nothing you can do about it. Wow, that almost happened to me. And that would have been a one-shot. God damn it. Get away from your friend. Alright, I'm gonna grab this little Legion plug over here. Sells for 3K. It's actually a pretty decent bit right now. go back to the hotel. I guess I'm just gonna grab every quartz. I don't know. I feel like it's impossible for me to do a Lies of P playthrough without grabbing every quartz at this point. I am just allergic to speedrunning. I would sooner shoot myself in the dick than speedrun a game while cutting every single corner that you possibly can. Where is it? This one? This one, I think. Right? No, I'm wrong. Sorry, my fucking chair is loud as hell. This creaky old piece of shit. I notice it in my videos too, and there's just nothing I can do about it. This is creaky ass leather fucking chair. Progress video game. I might take some more whiskey shots. What do you guys say? Shots? Yeah? You only get one shot. Do not miss a chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. I think Eminem will make a good bartender. What do you guys think? Oh, fuck you. So hush little baby, don't you cry, everything's gonna be alright. And if that mockingbird don't sing and that ring don't shine, I'ma ring that birdie's neck. And I'll go back to the jeweler who sold it to ya, and I'll get back every carat, don't fuck with dad. Give me that. Give me that. Alright. Put that on. Let me use one of these. We're still in light load, right? Hell yeah. I don't know if we still will be after getting etiquette ear. Is there a second Dark Moonstone that I can get before Archbishop? We can buy 2 of them, can't we? From the shop goods? I'm pretty sure we can. Oh, where is it? Etiquette! Got a little penguin umbrella here. This thing is sick. Definitely one of my favorite weapons, just in terms of aesthetic. Can't really see it too much. I'll use it against this little jabroni here. So yeah, basic little rapier moveset on the R1. Okay, fuck off. How many of you guys? How the fuck are you alive? Okay. So yeah, from this far away, we can go boom, just like that. That's sick. Does a shit ton of damage. Alright, so let's go back and upgrade this bad boy. Can also go kill that puppet of the future real quick. Do some quartz upgrading. Buy that. Buy those. I want to give this a technique crank as well. I don't think I picked that one up in the this place. Also, I just gotta say, the fact that the devs just give you a Homeward Bone that's free right from the very start of the game. Like, there's so many games that I play where I just wish that they implemented some sort of Homeward Bones, even if it was a consumable. Whereas this game, it's like, oh, you want a free Homeward Bone? You want an aged feather right from the very start of the game? We got you, fam. It's so nice. Only trade-off is you can't use it in boss fights, which sucks, but it's fine. I guess we have to buy one? I don't remember having to buy one. Okay, back to the beginning. You can't deny, you definitely get style points from using this bad boy. It is one satisfying as hell weapon to use. Alright, let's go spend all these quartz. Alright. A little bit of capacity, like... yeah, that's probably good. Health is good. Alright, soul recovery, grindstone duration, reduce stam from dash. I think we can get Actually, quite a few things with tier 3s. We can get increased ergo, charge Fable and reviving, increased pulse cells. More money. Yep. All this set up just for Archbishop. Acting as if it's level 1. Every single playthrough I just over-prepare for Archbishop. Just because of level 1. Like I said, guys, I'm allergic to speedrunning. I would sooner shoot myself in the dick. Ow. What the hell? Oh yeah, I forgot. The R2 actually blocks attacks. That's pretty sick. Yeah, when the umbrella is outstretched like that, it actually blocks stuff. Bitch. He's probably dead. Well, that was easy. Yeah, there's a reason why Etiquette was the no-hit meta before the Glaive came out. Etiquette is quite OP. Didn't even need the Legion arm for that. I guess that was just in case the consumable fire just didn't work for me in the event that I died too many times. Like I said, just over-preparing for the fight. I was wondering why the game sounded so peaceful. Jiminy is quiet. Yeah. Can't fucking stand him, man. Like, I like being able to hear myself think, you know what I'm saying, Gigi? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I feel like Kingdom Hearts has characters that talk less than Jiminy. And that's kind of sad when you really think about it. Anyway, how you doing, man? Haven't seen you in a bit. I know I've kind of been on an Expedition 33 binge the last 2 months or so. So it's probably hard for you to, like, relate to that. I heard Night Rain got a DLC, so, like, if you're down to do co-op for that, that'd be dope. I have very low expectations for the DLC, if I'm being honest, though. Bored as fuck, yeah. Felt pretty much same. Just kind of going through the motions. Trying to find stuff to do for stream. Just kind of drawing blanks. Yeah, the 4th of December. A lot sooner than I would have thought, yeah. I wasn't even expecting a 2025 release date, let alone that early. Well, I mean, I guess if it is 2025, it would be December, but it's just mind-blowing. But at the same time, I heard they're only adding 2 new Night Lords. So, like, I don't know how to feel about that. They said they're adding 2 new classes, but just 2 new bosses? What's the price tag on that, if it's just 2 new bosses? I don't know, maybe that's a cynical way of thinking there. Depends on the quality of the bosses, if I'm being honest. Like, if it's like Millennia, Mesmer, Promise Consort level quality, yeah, I'll pay for it. But if it's just more like fucking Everdark Libra BS, nah, I'm good. Ow. Boom. So, can you, like, charge up Etiquette's Fable? Because it seems like you can, sort of. 2 Night Lords and 2 classes and new End of Night bosses as well? Oh yeah, I heard something about they're adding new, like, day bosses. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. I heard something about, like, a Strength Faith character, which is pretty awesome. You know, we have the Dex Int character with Duchess, but other than that, there wasn't too much for Strength Faith. That's probably why so many people were running melee build with, what's her name? Why am I forgetting her name? Revenant. Just because there's, like, no other class that actually can do that effectively. I, like, skimmed over the trailer. No phone call? Okay. I guess I'll have to come back to that. I saw Artorias. I did see Artorias being announced, and that's really sick. An Arcane Caster, hell yeah. I am really interested to see the revamp moves that they give to Artorias. Very, very excited. I said since Night Rain came out that it was perfect for Artorias, and that they could do so much more with that fight. It also makes me a little bit more hopeful for, like, Manus, maybe even Guile. Yeah, it depends on the price tag, exactly, yeah. Like, already, Night Rain's base game alone, I feel like was too expensive for the experience they put out. Like, if it was, like, $35 or so, I'd say that was fair. But instead, if I remember correctly, it was $60, right? $60 for that whole experience. So, like, if you're gonna make me pay another $40 for 2 new bosses, like, I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna do it. I love Artorias. And yeah, I would love to see the quality that they put into the new fights, but yeah, it needs to be an affordable price. Oh, fuck. Did that just eat up my fire right there? I'm pretty sure that ate up my fire paper. That's fucked up. So, like, I know that cutscenes render in real time, just like in FromSoft games, but, like, I skipped the cutscene, so I didn't think that that would... I don't know. So, yeah, apparently if you skip the cutscene, that still makes your fire wear off, or your buffs wear off. Also, we got the Patience Amulet now. Chloranthy ring, baby. Did you ever play the DLC for this game, GG? Never actually heard your take on it. Alright, you little shit. Most of the reviews didn't fill you with excitement, yeah. I'm sure I haven't really done a great job with that myself, constantly bitching about Arlecchino. But if you just pretend that Arlecchino doesn't exist, and you just look at the DLC as a whole aside from that, I think it's a pretty fun DLC. It has a lot of great weapons, and I think every boss except for Arlecchino is actually really fun. They brought back the Whirligig Saw, they gave you a bow, they give you so many more Legion arms. I would say the best part of the game is the DLC. And you know, Arlecchino is just a polarizing fight. I'm still not gonna say it's a bad fight, I just really, really don't like it. And so, maybe you would like it. Or maybe the people watching this broadcast would like it. You know, I'm not gonna speak for every single person. I can only speak for myself. But he just really bothers me. Are you gonna stagger anytime this year, bro? Oh my god. God. You and your fucking You and your puppet string bullshit. Fuck you and your stupid ass puppet string. I should have just killed the guy. I was just being greedy. I'm probably out of Fable Catalyst now. Yeah. Well, that explains why that fight went to shit. I didn't buy any Fable Catalyst. Oh well, we'll just approach it slow and methodical. Like they do in the no-hit run. You practically spoiled the entire DLC for yourself anyway. You might get around to playing it, but you're in no rush to play it yet. That's based. Honestly, what if I just parried the shit out of this guy before the first one spawned? And I just got that initial stagger? I'm really excited for the Kazan DLC whenever they make it. I'm sure that it's in the works, without a doubt. Boom! Burn, bitch! Sorry, did I say that I would approach it slow and methodical? What I meant was guns blazing without a single fuck given. That's what I really meant. The other guy you watch really likes it. I love Liza P, man. Liza P is my favorite, dude. Yeah, the devs really do seem to care about Kazan's state of well-being. You know, they're definitely really listening to feedback and just trying to make the game the best that it can be. You know, like, I had a lot of criticisms of that game when it first released, and they pretty much, you know, squashed every single one of my criticisms, from Homeward Bones to just, you know, shit just being ridiculously overscaled to, you know, the aggro points. You know, the fact that, you know, the enemies will chase you across the entire level. They actually change that, and yeah, I gotta say it, the Kazan devs have definitely impressed me with just, how much they're trying. So, gotta give credit where it's due there. Right, we need to, go to Rosa Isabel Street now, right? Man, I love doing Liza P streams. For some reason, my viewers also love when I do Liza P streams, and it like tends to do well on my channel, so it's like a really cool relationship there, where I can do something that I love and it also does well. It's very rare for those two things to coincide. Like, I wish so much that my Expedition 33 stuff would just do well, but unfortunately, it just does not. I feel like it's, I don't want to say a dead game, but after, like, the first couple of months, pretty much nobody talked about it. And it kind of seemed like it had a little bit of a lifespan for most people. And so it makes sense why it doesn't get like a bajillion views like some of my other content. But that's okay. That's just how it goes. I'm also not, like, super talkative during a lot of these streams. I try to be, but I don't always have a lot to talk about. So that definitely, affects the viewership. Yeah, like, the thing is, this is a pretty short game, all things considered. You know, you can definitely do, like, all the content in, what, 3 hours? If you really wanted, but because I'm trying to grab all the quartz and, really be thorough, it was probably gonna be, like, a 6.5 hour stream, if I had to guess. I don't know. Maybe it'll be faster. Who knows? Wait, you can parry that? What the fuck? You can just parry an explosion. Okay. It reminds me of this argument I had with my friend this one time, where it was like, this dude commented, like, well, I wonder if you can parry the train. You'll never know if you try. And I told my friend this thing that I saw. And I was just like, that is the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And she was basically arguing, well, you have to try because you'll never know. Like, how can you just say for certain that you can't parry the train if you don't try? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right, but at the same time, that is stupid as fuck, and any game dev that allows you to parry a train, just... they're not operating in reality. So yeah, just reminded me of that. Parrying that explosion puppet there. Exploding puppet, rather. You know, even after all this time, I'm still gonna say that my favorite fight from this game is Nameless Puppet. Like, there's a lot of fights that I love from the DLC, don't get me wrong. I would say my favorite is probably Markiana. Or Anguish Guardian, it's hard to say. Depends on the weapon. But, overall, I feel like Nameless Puppet is just the most fun fight to parry. And it feels the most intense. Like, the way that he'll just allow you to beat the shit out of him, and then all of a sudden he'll just go ape shit. And then phase 2 comes around, he'll just nuke you in 2 seconds if you let him. You really have to, like, know what to do in the fight. There's just something about Nameless Puppet that just feels intense as hell compared to any other fight in the game. I feel like Arlecchino tries to replicate that. And, like, he does in some ways, but I don't find him anywhere near as fun to parry. Maybe just because I still haven't figured it out completely, but... yeah, I feel like Nameless Puppet is just a lot more tame. A lot more grounded. Chill. Less of a crackhead, you know what I mean? I feel like If any of you guys have ever played Dead Space, you remember those insane little fucking necromorphs that would go insane and start like going flash mode, and then you had to stasis them just to make them go normal speed? That's Arlecchino for me, except you don't have stasis. So you just have to deal with the fast necromorph. Just going ape shit. I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, this is just boss design in 2025. But I do see why people like Arlecchino. Once again, I don't think he's a bad fight. I'm just explaining why he's not my favorite fight, you know? I feel like I should stop letting that get to me with this game, though. Because, as I said, this is my favorite Souls game, and it's always going to be. And, you know, just because one fight exists that isn't particularly for my liking, that doesn't mean that I can't enjoy the rest of the game, you know? Like, worst comes to worst, I could just ignore the fight, but I think from now on in my runs, guys, even though it feels bad, I'm just gonna use the Letta summon. Wait, the Leia summon. She is not Letta. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, man. I can't even think of, like, another example to compare to that. Because, like, a lot of people love Promise Consort, but I feel like most people acknowledge him for just being just way over the top and just absurdly difficult to the point of just stupidity, you know? But, I don't really hear that too much about Arlecchino. Maybe that's just, like, because it's, more a cult fan base. You know, they, like, aren't as popular. There aren't as many, I don't know, casual gamers who play this game compared to, what is it, Elden Ring? So, like, you know, people are more willing to bitch about Promise Consort than they are Arlecchino. But yeah, I will say, I have not heard, like, anyone saying anything negative about Arlecchino, surprisingly. I'm, like, the only one. But once again, you know, it's people are entitled to their opinion. I'm not trying to tell people what to think. Just gotta establish that. That's, like, really the only fight in all of, like, Soulsborne history I can think of that everybody loves, and I just, for the life of me, I've tried so hard and I can't. I simply cannot. Maybe there's, like, some crucial thing about the fight that I'm still missing after all these months. Yeah. And I'm still holding out hope that I can just, you know, have something click, and then eventually I'll start enjoying the fight. But, I don't know. As it stands, I just think he's a little bit too over the top. Ah, fuck. I forgot. You have any fights like that, GG? That everybody loves, but you just, for the life of you, just can't? Guile. Interesting. What's the reason, man? I feel pretty lukewarm on the topic of Guile. Like, I don't love him and I don't hate him either. I would say Midir would be that more for me, personally. Just because of, like, the fact that you have to hit his head and you can't hit any other part of his body. But I don't know, I still like bullfights. By the time you reach him, you're bored. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I love the Ring City DLC, don't get me wrong. But, that little gauntlet, you know, right after you beat the Demon Princes, and then you have to deal with those archers, right? And then just everything on the way to Half-Light, essentially, is extremely annoying. So I can see that. Let's see if I can just nuke this guy. It should work. I love this weapon, dude. Little penguin's umbrella. It's just OP as hell. Can't deny, this thing is just so fun. Alright, let's spend these souls. But yeah, I will definitely say, even though I love the Ring City, just the path to getting to the boss, like with all those archers and yeah, the dragon, just the platforming and shit, it definitely gets really annoying. So I can definitely get that. Here, let's go buy some Fable. Just a couple. We'll buy like 16. That should set me up for quite a while. And then I feel like 30 Technique is the soft cap. Yeah, it goes from 101 to 104, and then goes up to 120 at a max. It just feels meh. I feel that. Right. I do think it's really cool, like, at the very end of the fight, when he starts, like, using the lightning, and then it starts spawning in random places. It's just a very cinematic fight. Then he like pulls out the crossbow and like he definitely looks really cool. I will say that. But I can see why you wouldn't be like too impressed by the fight, I guess. For me, another fight like that would be Baal. Like Baal, I get why people love Baal. I get why people consider Baal an S tier fight. Like, for a very similar reason, right? The way that he's presented is just incredible. But then you start fighting him in challenge runs, right? And he just never stops attacking. His hitboxes are weird as fuck. He just won't let you heal, and he'll attack you from halfway across the arena when you think it's safe. Just really weird hitboxes. Like, you only start to realize just how BS Baal is when you really start to approach him for challenge runs. Otherwise, Baal is one of the best fights I've ever designed. So I wish I could just stay ignorant about that fight. Oh, what a wonderful world it would be. I don't know why I'm killing these basic jabronis. Just because I feel like yapping, I guess. It was the crackhead you helped constantly yelling. Based. Based as fuck. If Egon's the reason you love Baal, just because of the insane voice actor, that's based as hell. That is a very good reason. Curse you, Baal! I wish the other fights had NPCs like that. Like, yeah, could you imagine if you could just summon an NPC from a tier? Or Metter, however you pronounce it. You know, they just, like, had a whole-ass backstory for killing the Mother of Fingers. Like, number one, that would make the fight so much more enjoyable. And two, like, that would be sick. There's a couple of NPCs you can use for the consort fight, but I don't know, I wasn't like too impressed by the NPC quest lines. Except for Egon's. Literally, I only did Ansbach's quest just to get his scythe. And I was trying to find ways throughout the entire quest to just kill him so I could get the scythe early. And there's just literally no way. So, that's my take on the Ansbach quest. Literally only care about the scythe. And even then, like, it's a very mid weapon. It's just, it's fun. You know, it's, you get some style points for PvP. You know, I will say, one aspect about this game that I really like compared to pretty much every other game that has this feature, the durability system. Now, hear me out. Durability in games is never fun. You know, like, it's never something that I would point to and be like, wow, like, that's really cool, I'm glad it exists. But if it exists, it should exist in this way. You know, like, allow you to do something about it in the middle of a fight without having to go to some extra place, going back to the hub world to take care of it. You know, just like, oh no, my weapon's about to break, let me take care of it. Like, I feel like that's the best implementation of the durability system I've ever seen. And there's another quartz upgrade too that enhances your attack when your weapon durability's at max, so... There's like ways to speed up the weapon durability and now, I'm never gonna say that it's fun, but they tried to make it as tolerable and as least annoying as they possibly could, and I really respect that. But especially after replaying Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne, where like, yeah, your weapons just break and then you have to take them back to the hub, or like, God forbid, you just have to pull up an entirely new weapon because you were using a crystal halberd and the only way to repair it is by upgrading it. Yeah, the weapon durability, I feel like, in general, is trash in most games. But in this game, it makes you care, you know? Let me buy these, let me buy that. You spin me right round, baby, right round. And God, man, don't get me started on Dark Souls 2 durability. Like, Jesus Christ, you're just walking through an area and then just some bug radiates bullshit and then, oh no, your Chloranthy ring broke. Your armor broke. Your rapier broke. And it's like, oh wow, cool, I guess I'll go back to the blacksmith. Just yet another thing to shit on Dark Souls 2 for. And they made it so much worse with the DLCs too, I think. Like, God, the Sin fight? You have to repair your weapon like 3-4 times in that fight. It is absurd. Man, I can't wait to see the sequel for this game. I was so sure that that Wizard of Oz thing was going to be the DLC. You know, the arcade isn't so bad when you're not trying to pick up a weapon you're never gonna use. Yeah, you're talking about that, one stupid weapon over, in the fucking decay area? Yeah. Like, number one, that weapon is trash, and two, the way to get that weapon is just horrible. The only reason to go down that path is if you're trying to do plat. Yo, I'll kill this robot. Come at me, robot. I feel like there's so many enemies in this game that I still just have no idea how their attacks work. I'm just like, okay, when are you done? Are you done anytime this year? And I have like a good 2,000, or at least 1,500 hours in this game, so it's like, it's been a while since I checked. PS4 is completely bugged. It says I have like 400,000 hours in this game, so... whatever it actually is, I'll never know. But if I had to guess, it's somewhere between like 1,600 and 1,700. Just eyeballing it. But anyway, what tangent was I just on about? I forget. Oh yeah, like a lot of these guys' animations, I'll just be like waiting and waiting, and I still don't understand when their attacks are done. When running is the best option, why should I learn how to fight an enemy that drops nothing? Yeah. And I will say, you know, it is a depression economy, right? So if you're trying to, like, get levels, or you're trying to get just, money to upgrade your weapon or whatever, then, killing the basic enemies is worth in that way. Like, this guy will probably drop 3.5 to 4K, which really does not seem like that much, but it starts to add up. He's a pretty tricky enemy. Oh yeah, he does drop the strength amulet. You're right. Forgot about that. It doesn't really help me too much on this build, but... yeah, that guy is an insane yeah, only 2K. But, it's a depression economy, so every little bit counts. Alright, watch the no-hit strat here, guys. I love this. What? No consumables needed. You know, I might try the no-hit for this. I don't know, though. Like, I had my fill of Elden Ring. And, my relationship with this game is already icy enough with Arlecchino. Like, I don't want to just end up completely just loathing this game because of that. But if you guys want to see me do no-hit, then maybe. Maybe. Like, I gotta be certain that it would actually do well on my channel, though. And that you guys actually want to see it. Because otherwise, it's just not worth. Expedition 33... Like, I'm definitely glad that I went down that rabbit hole and saw that through to the end, because even if it wasn't popular, you know, I'm still glad that I got it done. Still glad to say that I did it. So that was insanely fun. Whereas this game, I feel like that wouldn't be very fun and would start to feel like a chore, personally. We can fight this guy too. Yeah, if it ain't fun, don't do it. Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of the point that I'm at when it comes to content creating and just challenge running in general. Like, you see all these thumbnails from people that are like, can I beat this game while not having any fun whatsoever? Well, yeah, but why? Well, because content. Okay, but is it actually worth? Yeah, because I'm making money. Oh, okay. It's like, I can't step inside that mindset where it's like, I'm gonna beat Elden Ring without leveling up my weapon. I'm gonna beat fucking Lies of P, but I can only use Legion arms. And I can't upgrade the Legion arm either. Oh, I'm gonna play Expedition 33, but I can't level up and I can only use my L, and she isn't allowed to use Stendhal, and you know, like, the list goes on and on for just the arbitrary restrictions that people make. Oh shit, I forgot about the acid grease. I guess I got fire grease, so that'll work. Ow. Ow. Boom! What? You iframing piece of shit. Fuck you. But yeah, if I'm being honest, I think Expedition 33 is going to be the last no-hit that I do. I mean, if they make a DLC for Expedition 33, then we'll see. And I still have to add in Simon and a lot of other stuff. But I'm going to do that in the segmented guide that I'm planning, so I don't need to do like a full run of it. I could still do little casual runs of no hit and just like not take it seriously. Just keep it like on the back burner. But when it comes to just the category elsewhere, I just don't think it's very fun. The only reason why Expedition is fun for me, for no hit, is because it's turn-based, right? So, you know, they can't just go into random bullshit out of nowhere. I know exactly what they're gonna do when they do it. Or sorry, before they do it, even. You know, they can't just hit me with unpredictable BS out of nowhere. Alright, you know what? I'm good on this clown. This clown ain't bothering nobody. This clown is simply minding his own business. You can go ahead and eat Georgie, for all I care. I ain't going down to the sewer. They all float down here, Georgie. Okay, speaking of that, I have not heard very good reviews on that It show. Pretty much everybody says that it's just not that great. What is it? Welcome to Derry. And yeah, I don't think I'll watch it. Pennywise is dope, though. Definitely one of my favorite horror characters. There's probably not even that much left of the game, to be honest. We just do Swamp Monster, and then Walker of Illusions, Fucking Corrupted Parade Master. Door Guardian, who got mega nerfed to the ground, sorry. Laxazia, Simon, Nameless Puppet. The DLCs really do not take that long at all, once you know where you're going. It takes like sub 2 hours. Probably even faster, you know, if you're actually going speedrun mode. But even just casually, if you know where to go, it doesn't take very long. Oh no, Door Guardian nerfed, what a pity, yeah. That's what pretty much everybody said. Oh, fuck you. Yeah, he got mega nerfed too. Like, it's kind of funny. They turned him in just like a basic enemy. He dies in just like 2 seconds. There's no mechanic to the fight at all. And like, I'm not gonna defend Door Guardian. You know, I would definitely say Door Guardian was like the worst fight of the game. But yeah, I did kind of like the mechanic of it. How you had to stagger him to do legitimate damage. Like, the main thing that I hated about the fight was A, it was a bad arena. B, his attacks just go across the entire arena, and you just have to deal with him being just ridiculously gigantic. He builds up that fucking shock status, which completely nerfs your stamina. So, like, I get why they nerfed him to the ground. You know, because, like, if you can't balance the fight, then I guess just completely nerf the fight. But it still just feels lazy to me. Like, they could have done something. But I don't know. I guess it's better that they just remove the problem entirely than try to balance it. I do feel like Door Guardian wouldn't have even been half as bad if it wasn't for the shock status being such a prevalent issue in the fight. But there are a plethora of issues with the fight, even aside from that. That's just like the biggest issue. Alright, let's just go and spend this, these quartz. And also, we can get this, whatchamacallit. Trinity key. I still didn't grab it? Okay, whatever. We unlocked the shortcut, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we did. I like how the environment changes when you progress the game. It's very Bloodborne in that way. You know, you like go back to Central Yharnam after you beat Vicar Amelia, and it's all sunny and morning. Or at the same time, you'll go back after you beat One Reborn, and then it's all dark and gloomy. I'm pretty sure Dark Souls 3 does a similar thing too, right? With the, like, big black sun in the sky. So we want to get that, gesture for this little puppet later. Oh yeah, shit, we need to get the clap jester too, don't we? I knew there was a reason that I should have picked up that damn portrait in the Black Rabbit Brotherhood arena. I knew there was some kind of reason I should have picked that up, and I just was second guessing myself. Well, no, I don't need to do that. There's no reason to get the humanity. Just literally doing every single amount of backtracking before Swamp Monster here. I feel like the older I get, the less I care about backtracking. You know, it's like, when I was younger, I used to just actually try to speedrun and, like, actually care about time loss and shit. But nowadays, I'm just like, oh no, we're wasting so much time from preparing for the rest of the game. Oh no, the sky is falling because I'm having fun. Whatever will I do? You know, it's like, there was this voice in my head that used to feel bad about, like, taking my time with games. And now I don't give a flying fuck. I just acknowledge the fact that I am not built to be a speedrunner. And that is okay. Like, I can still go fast with games and, like, take a most direct route possible to beating the game, but I always get sidetracked doing one thing or another. Like, usually when it just comes to wanting to fight the basic enemies, just because. Right, it's such a shame to enjoy the game you're playing. Exactly, Gigi, exactly. Alright, anything to sell? I think we need to keep that for the amulet. You don't have anything for me. Alright, +3. We want to talk to the one guy, right? I don't know if he's still... Did he go to the swamp, or... I feel like he should have left to the swamp. I don't know. Alidoro might be mad at me. The little, amulet NPC. And boss amulet NPC. Not that I really care, but... what can I get here? I don't really need pulse cells. Charge Fable and Reviving is pretty good. Weapon durability, recovery speed. Weapon attack when discharged. Guard regain reduction. Honestly, I feel like this is pretty worthwhile. Consumable effect duration. Guard regain reduction. Alright, so I can either get increased Fable or more Grindstone uses. Yeah, we'll get more Grindstone uses. Consumable effect duration. See, this has got to be my favorite part of this game right here. Is just trying to decide what to do with the quartz build. I love it. It never gets old for me. Hey, toxic idiot. Just enjoying life, how about you? Right, we probably want to get some capacity now. Make space for all these amulets. And then we'll see if Alidoro is at this place. Otherwise, he's either going to be at the swamp, or something got messed up with his quest and he's just dead or completely gone. Well, he does come back way later. Yeah, I've been doing alright, Toxic. I've been focused on Expedition 33 the last 2 months or so. So that might have been why you haven't seen me. It's like the algorithm has like understood that I haven't been about souls in a while. But yeah, I've been enjoying life. What about you, man? Just recently finished the no-hit of Expedition. And was trying to do some other stuff, you know? Yeah, no, Alidoro's quest is messed up. He's mad at me. Because I lied to him. Okay. It is what it is. We'll be able to get amulets at the end of the game anyway. There's gonna be this other merchant that shows up. I guess we just won't have the Victor's amulet until then. I forget what it's called, but you just do attacks, then it buffs your damage up to 4 times. Any other amulets I can put on here? No. Here, I guess I might as well just... Doesn't even matter if I'm in mid-load here. Hell yeah, man. Oh, I forgot there's a follow-up there. Valid. So I do have the carcass ring, right? I just neglected to put it on. Alright. So yeah, Alidoro would be right here if he wasn't mad at me. I didn't even know that he could be mad at you. Interesting. The more you know. We'll see him at the end of the game, when he, ransacks the hotel. This shit looks too easy. Yeah, dude. Etiquette, bro. Etiquette and also just a bajillion hours. That's just the way that I like to play games, I feel like. Like, I like playing it so many times to where it becomes easy over time. But, you know, I like, put myself through hell in order to get to that point. That's, like, my favorite experience with video games. Like, that boss specifically right there, he was one of the most brutal fights for me to learn back when I was grinding level 1. He's probably, like, the most inconsistent fight for me on level 1, the fight that I am most likely to die to. Like, with the exception of Nameless Puppet. So, yeah, after so many hours of learning, like, the exact right way to approach it, you know, the exact right way to punish it, and all the stuff to avoid, the right places to stand, and all that shit. You know, it seems easy. I beat this game on level 1, yeah. I beat it with a couple of different weapons, too. You can actually use every single weapon in the game without stat requirements, so... When I was first playing the game and, like, learning it, I went through this process of just trying all these different weapons. I have this series on YouTube. You have to, like, go way back to find it. But, yeah, I have one with Romeo's weapon, I have one with Archbishop's weapon, I have the Great Sword Rapier. I probably have one with Etiquette here. Now, there's a lot of level 1 playthroughs that I did. I still have yet to do the DLC on level 1. That's a little bit daunting to me. But one of these days, I'm gonna have to ball up and do it. But I will say, I definitely feel like this is the most brutal level 1 out of any Souls game that I've played. You know, not every fight, I would say, is very enjoyable for that. But most of them were. You know, I had a lot of fun with Laxasia. I had a lot of fun with Swamp Monster, and Nameless Puppet was easily the main highlight of level 1 for me. You know, like Fuuko, I think is really fun for level 1. Archbishop. Even, like, Corrupted Parade Master here, I think is really fun. Even though he's just insanely brutal and does just a stupid amount of damage. But, there's a lot of ways to work around that with armors and, you know, the court system giving you more defense. And all that. And even though, like, a big chunk of your damage comes from levels, you know, again, you can still get a lot of damage from the court system and from, you know, status effects. Because, you know, every single enemy in the game is weak to something. So you can definitely take advantage of that. You know, you're also allowed to use consumables, you know, like throwables and shit. You can just chuck shot puts and thermite and all that. You know, literally, I don't disallow anything on the level 1 run. So, there are quite a few options that this game gives you to just get ridiculously OP. And I do love that. Alright, so you guys remember that ring that we bought back in the arcade? Yeah, if this section made you rage casually, it definitely did for me. Indomitable Amulet. You can thank me later. Doing this section without that amulet is just AIDS. Like, I damn near broke my controller on my first playthrough doing this shit. This is not my favorite area of the game. Alright, sure. Not a lot. Sorry, you're telling me that guy had attacks? First I heard. You're not allowed to attack, bitch. Also, my stomach keeps rumbling, and I'm sorry if that gets caught on the mic there. I don't know why. My stomach is very loud sometimes. You didn't see any. Keep in mind, this thing is still just +3. We're about to take it to +5 in just a second. So, it can get very, very nutty. Boom. Alright, so I guess we talk to you first. Buy the quartz. Jesus Christ. Just take all my money, why don't you? Take every amount of money that I have. How long am I going to be streaming for today? Till I beat all the bosses in DLC. So, I don't know, probably like 3 hours more? If I had to guess. I'm kind of in quote-unquote speedrun mode, so trying to go like as fast as I can, but keep in mind that's coming from me. So as fast as I can still means that I'm being like a casual. Being like thorough and shit. But yeah, we'll be doing all the bosses. Well, all the bosses that aren't NPCs anyway. Like fuck Owl Doctor and Black Cat and Red Fox and all those optional fights. You were trying out Black Ops 7, not very impressed. Yeah, I haven't heard too many great reviews on it. Man, I love Black Ops 2 back in the day. Like my sister's ex and I used to play Black Ops 2 all the time. And we would just stay up for like hours and hours on end just playing it. And yeah, zombies used to be hella fun, but eventually it just became like milking a cow for everything it's worth. They brought back a good amount of old maps, that's the only thing. Did they bring back the one with the robot? You know what I'm talking about, right? Surely you know which one I'm talking about, from Black Ops 2. You know Life Black Ops 1 and 2. Yeah, it was a great time, man. It's hard to believe that was that long ago. Anyway, let's go do this cryptic vessel. You didn't try it? That was definitely my favorite map of Black Ops 2. Buried in Origins. Also the subway map. Or, not the subway, the one with the trains. I guess I have to, exhaust his dialogue more. I don't know, it's been so long since I played Black Ops. I remember the ray gun, though. The ray gun was sick. Yeah, Transit! That's the one. That's the one. See, you knew what I was thinking of. I don't know, like, that's the thing about, Call of Duty, right? Like, it's hard for them to do new stuff with it. Right? It's like, it sells, so there's no reason for them not to keep just releasing the same game year after year. Well, I don't know. I don't want to roast Call of Duty too hard, because it has a lot of, like, diehard fans. But I just fail to see, like, what is different about the new entries year after year. So, like, it gets to a point where, you know, Black Ops 7 comes out, and the fan base is like, well, this is so boring, we've seen this before, and I'm like... Just bring back zombies. They didn't even have zombies in Black Ops? Like, what? How do you have Black Ops without zombies? That does not make sense to me. They don't have wall running on this, they have wall jumping? What the hell? Oh, it wouldn't match older zombies. Yeah, man, like, zombies from Black Ops 2, I would stay awake for hours and hours on end. It was, like, addicting as fuck. And I feel like it's hard to mess that formula up, you know? It's just objectively fun as hell. So, just, well, where did they go wrong with zombies to make it unenjoyable like that? It's like, it has been many years since I played Call of Duty. It's one of those games that I only play with friends, you know what I mean? It's just not the kind of game that you play by yourself. They brought back rounds. It's electrified! Ow. Ow. Are there any other quartz that I can grab right now? I don't believe so. So there's the one puppet in Barren Swamp. There's the 2 Puppet of the Futures. And then I think, yeah, that's it. And we can go take care of that later, after I get the last gesture from Arch Abbey. Yeah, I am literally grabbing every solitary quartz, by the way, guys. So, if you're trying to, like, better your own playthrough by watching my streams for whatever reason, yeah. I hope you like every quartz in the video game. There's definitely no need to grab even half this amount of quartz, but, I like collecting things, what can I say? You think you're allowed to do that bullshit, lady? Boom! Not allowed. Get out of here. Etiquette go burr. So, is this guy a puppet, or is he a carcass? Or is he both? I don't fucking know. I want to say he counts as a carcass. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Probably carcass, yeah. If I had to guess. Alright. Hey, what's up, jackass? Don't rain on my parade. Ow. Ow. God, this is definitely one of the most brutal fights on level 1, for sure. Like, every single one of his attacks just one-shots. Even in full armor. Oh, yeah. Why does this happen every single playthrough, guys? Like, I'll beat Corrupted Parade Master and just think that the next boss up ahead is Door Guardian. I'll just, like, completely black out the boss in between the two. You guys know the boss, right? Like, it just completely slips my mind that this fight exists. Somehow. Blissful fucking ignorance. I bet you guys wish you could just have that forgetful mindset with this fight, right? Probably for the best, yeah. Just only think about the things you love. Completely black out all the bad parts. I'm really surprised that they didn't do anything with this fight with all the patches they made from the DLC. You would think they would have touched the AI or, you know, given you an NPC summon or just done something, but I don't know, from what I can tell, Black Rabbit Brotherhood 2 is just completely untouched. Alright, spend the rest, excuse me, on Fable. Oh, man. Is there anything else that I want in place of that? Oh, okay. A little bit of acid. DLC notification. See, I still don't understand why you can't access the DLC the second that you get to that area. Like, it'd be one thing if they just, like, gave you a warning when you got there and just, like, said, oh yeah, so this is going to be a little bit too difficult for you right now, but you can go here if you want. But instead, they just completely disallow you from doing it until this point in the game. Is it because they don't want you to get super overpowered? Or I don't get the logic. The trash is the strat! Look at me, I'm Bach the Soup. Shout out to Mr. Bachba, who gave me the idea. Look, when even a Souls vet summons for a dogshit fight, just understand, it is okay to cheat the fuck out of a fight if they cheat the fuck out of you. Like, I understand, you know, people that don't want to do it just because I don't know, it's like a blow to their ego, or they feel like they have some kind of point to prove. You know, it's like, oh, you play Soul games for it to be hard. Why would I want to make it easier? I've heard all the excuses in the book, and it's like, listen, this fight does not deserve any amount of respect. Just go right ahead and nuke the fuck out of it. Do not give them a chance to breathe. That is the most fair way that you can approach this fight, in my opinion. Would any of you like to disagree? Present your strongest argument? Especially because the summon dies in like 2 seconds anyway. He's just brain dead retarded. Hey, look! Someone survived! That's what's up! Yeah, they absolutely 150% deserve every amount of that. Dog shit fight. Unfair tactics. And I will be doing the same exact thing for Arlecchino, guys. But, you could make an argument for Arlecchino not being badly designed and it just being a me issue. I'd be willing to accept that argument. But, at the end of the day, it all comes down to what you enjoy. And even when it comes to Malenia from Elden Ring, you know, she's one of my favorite fights in the entire game, like top 3. And I will always say, fight her alone, you know, that give her a fair chance, learn how the fight works, and just, it's a lot more rewarding if you do that. But if you're not having fun with the fight, go ahead summon, go ahead and just use the most overpowered build you can think of. Just get through it.
Listen, pal. Nice landing, but let's not make it a habit. What the? Hey, it's Sophia.
Alright, that's it. That's all I can get. So yeah, GG, if you haven't seen just how mega nerf that they made Door Guardian, I'm about to blow your mind right here. They didn't just nerf him, this is a completely different fight. You're gonna be like, wait, that's the same guy who was in that arena. Like, you sure about that? Like, the fall from grace needs to be studied by game developers. Fall from grace, as if he was ever at some kind of elevated height, right? As if he did anything, any sort of groundbreaking or cool. Nah, the whole thing about Door Guardian was just as annoying as humanly possible in as tiny space as humanly possible. I definitely would say he's the worst fight of the base game, or was the worst fight of the base game before they nerfed him. Finally fell through the floor, yeah. Yeah, this is just, like, you know how I would always just wait until after he staggered to use the grease? Well, don't even need to anymore. So he's got this weak point on his leg now. And he also staggers way easier. He staggers way faster and way easier, and he takes significant damage. I'm pretty sure he takes more DOT damage as well. Like, just, you see how fast he's set? Like, it's ridiculous. He's a punching bag. I'm not gonna say that he doesn't deserve to be a punching bag, but like, there's something else they could have done with the fight. Like, there's something in between worst fight in the game and punching bag. Just, they could have just been a little bit more creative, but whatever. The problem is resolved, so I shouldn't be complaining too much. It's just, from a gameplay design perspective, I do think it's a bit lazy. That's okay. I'm glad they did something at least. Bonked his head into the wall. Nice. I'm pretty sure that Arch Abbey alone takes up a good 20-25 minutes of the like hour and a half speedrun. So it definitely takes up like a third or more of the run with just this one area. That is how long it lasts. I'm just on the way to Laxasia. And I guess Arch Abbey still continues after Laxasia for a little bit on the way to Simon, and that's pretty annoying as well. It's like one of the longest running segments in all of Souls history. I like the gauntlet, don't get me wrong, but there are definitely quite a few BS segments about this. Guy's out there oh, he was out there struggling. Oh, I don't want acid, I want fire! I'm gonna touch the shortcut. Just gotta trust my gut. I'd rather not have to kill that, one guy all over again. I should probably get this out. Give me some disruption resistance. Man, I can't wait for Resident Evil 9, guys. I still haven't even played 7 or 8. But, I just love the idea of going back to Raccoon City after the nuke. Like, what, is Nemesis still gonna be crawling around? Is some kind of mutated walking corpse? Is Tyrant still gonna be walking around from 2 Remake? Like, are they gonna find some kind of underground Umbrella lab that shows they're still in business after all these years? Like, the gears keep turning in my head over, like, what's even possible with the series at this point. But I do think going back to Raccoon City is, significant for a reason. It's not just, some kind of nostalgia bait. There's definitely a reason they're going back. Like, people keep saying, or I should say, Resident Evil fans keep saying that Leon is involved in the game. I still haven't seen any proof of Leon being there. I have only seen Grace. But, I think that's sick. You know, playing as a female protagonist for once. Like, has Resident Evil ever had a full-on female protagonist? I guess Resident Evil 0 with, what's her name? Rebecca? Code Veronica with Claire. I guess 2, it does have Claire. But, like, it also has Leon. I don't know. I'm glad that they're making a modern Resident Evil with a female like that. I think that's cool. Because it's like, what do they even do with the other characters that exist in Resident Evil? Like, Chris is a fucking boomer. Leon is an alcoholic boomer. Ethan's dead. Fucking Ethan's daughter is, I don't know, some kind of bioweapon. I guess there's some kind of road they could go down with Ethan's daughter. Like, and what else? Like, I feel like if they're trying to continue the Resident Evil franchise, it has to be with new characters. So, yeah, I'm just glad that the, are going back to their roots with the horror stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, 7 was pretty scary. 8, I don't really think was that scary at all, though. But when you compare 7 to, like, I don't know, being a kid and playing OG Resident Evil 2 for the first time, or Resident Evil 3 with Nemesis crawling around the whole time and constantly chasing you. You know, it's like, survival horror is just a shadow of its former self. And especially after fucking Silent Hill F. It's just, like, you can't even call that game survival horror, honestly. Like, it is an embarrassment to the genre calling that game survival horror. So, needless to say, I think we need another great Resident Evil to, like, bring the genre back, you know what I mean? Because, like, again, it's not like 7 and 8 were bad. Just... I'm definitely not gonna say that they really scared me. Or, like, even as a kid that they would scare me. It's more thriller than horror, I would say. Whereas, like, Resident Evil 9, from what I've seen from the trailers, it looks very scary. I watched a little bit of the gameplay with the, that creepy little stalker following Grace. I thought that was sick. I don't know, if any of you Resident Evil fans listening to this rant, you guys have any hopes or expectations for Resident Evil 9? Wait, is that... I think that's the Frozen Feast cryptic vessel, right? You know... I probably should play Silent Hill 2. Or at the very least, just play the originals. Because I still have yet to play Silent Hill 1, 2, or 3. And it definitely seems like a really sick series of games. It's just hard for me to go back and play that nowadays, you know? But, like... I can appreciate some good horror. Oh! They made... Well, that's new. That is definitely new. That wasn't there before. When did they make these little planks? I don't remember that platform existing before. Can you fuck off, you piece of shit? Just die, jackass. I don't know. I don't remember those planks being there before. Maybe I just have a bad memory. So I did get the gesture right. Happy, anger, sad, clap. Yep, that's all of them. What's up, friend? Bastard. Trying to dodge me. How dare you? Oh boy, the anvil room. It's a lot scary, it's a lot less scary than it looks. You just know where to stand. This is another one of those rooms that like 95% of people are never gonna find because it's so well hidden. Well, I don't know, I could be wrong about that. I know I definitely did not find this room until many playthroughs in. Man, I don't even know how long I've been streaming. If I had to guess, it's been like 3 hours. Give or take. 12 people watching. Wow. Hi there, guys. You guys really do enjoy my Liza P content, huh? That makes me happy. Maybe I'll do some more Liza P stuff. Alright, let's go get the rest of these quartz from the Barren Swamp. And I think that's pretty much it. Where is it? So there's still gonna be one ballista shooting at me here, but that's fine. You have to go through all of these animations. See, maybe I would feel something if I didn't have the voices muted, but, number one, Jiminy is an obnoxious fuck. And number two, it just comes in really weird through my mic, so... Okay, there you go. so puppet amulets. Bitch. Alright. And now for this one. Oh, I love Chloranthy Ring. Chloranthy Ring is so good. Bitch. Alright. There you go. I feel like it's pretty rare for me to first try that. That encounter can be really AIDS. I don't know, man. I feel like Etiquette just, it's a pretty goated weapon. Yeah, just keep that. I don't think you have anything to sell me, do you? No. I should probably buy some decay heals before I fight Lexazio here. Weapon attack when discharged. Weapon durability. Consumable possession, maybe? I'm gonna remember none of these are even particularly good. Retained guard regain is okay. But fatal attack, Fable Catalyst, durability recovery speed, breaks the enemy's stance when a perfect guard is successful. I feel like this could be pretty good for Arlecchino. Perfect guard, Fable Enhance. Stagger duration. And we'll just go with guard regain. Okay. There's not much more I need to add to the build except for that. Just sustainability stuff from here on out. Alright, maybe like 20 of those. I'll level up later. Can't really see 4 levels making a huge difference against Laxi here. I mean, maybe, but at this point, what? 4 levels in stamina, 4 levels in health. We're already pretty much at the soft cap in damage, so... Oh, fuck. I didn't get the acid grindstone. She is without a doubt resistant to shock. So that is no bueno. I love that they disallowed Homeward Bones, but they gave you just a kill yourself option. It's just so funny. Okay. Yeah, Dex weapons love to bonk against Laxi. Or I should say specifically her shield, so it's hard to break. Well, even after it's broken, it still bonks. Doop, 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 doop. Bitch. Boom. Oh, instantly paid off with that quartz upgrade. That staggers them when a perfect guard's successful. Wow, I think I was underrating that, guys. Wow. Instantly seeing the application for it. Oh! God damn! Yeah, dude. Etiquette's Fable art there, it goes a really long way. So if you're looking for an easy way to close the distance against Laxi, this weapon is your friend. That's also another fight that it's not very often I first try. Give her peace. I forgot the option for a second. Ow. Wait a minute, am I still in mid-load? Wait. I wasn't even wearing armor for the Laxi fight there, guys. I completely forgot to put on armor. Well. Who needs armor? Oh man, armor is only when you think you're gonna get hit, right? Ah. Not me get hit against Laxi? Never. Not in a million years. Even though I got hit like 20 times in that fight. I think I need to kill these guys, actually. They're guarding a quartz. Boom! Dark Souls 1 strats. Okay, you gotta die first, bud. My god, it's crazy how many openings you can get with etiquette, too. It's a pretty damn good rapier. Alright, fuck you. What the hell? Just die. Hate those enemies. Okay, I should just take off my armor now. Should be good. I mean, I guess we just keep the disruption amulet on for what's his name? Simon. So, there's a Simon in Expedition 33, there's a Manus in Dark Souls, and there's a Simon Manus in Lies of P. So, I actually have to call him his full name now. Just because I'll, like, get confused. If I'm not playing Lies of P, I mean. But, like, if I'm ever, like, referencing Simon, then I have to, like, call him his full name. Since, you know, other bosses exist. I hated Simon on my first playthrough. And I still don't think he's a very great fight. But I will say, the game does allow you to get really broken. You know, you can summon for the fight, you can spam Fable, you can spam throwables. Like, I can definitely tell what they wanted to do was just, make you nuke the fight, essentially. Right, like, kill him before, his disruption BS, or just before the fight becomes an issue, essentially. Like, it's not really a fight that the devs wanted you to just sit down and thoroughly learn. Like, the goal is to just kill him as quickly as possible. Whereas other fights just don't feel that way. And I used to consider that a negative. And for a Souls game, I do think that's kind of a negative approach to a boss. Oh, fuck off. But, he is just, like, alone. You know, he is learnable. He's just annoying as hell. In my opinion. Fuck off. I like how all three of them use their bad attacks. The little thrust attacks. That was not very nice. So, what is this enemy up here? Is it a human or is it a carcass? I mean, he throws poison, so I wouldn't assume that I should use poison. I don't know, something's telling me that I want to use fire. I rolled. What the hell are you doing, you fuck? I hate this enemy. Give me your quartz, you fuck. Alright, that should be the last quartz of the base game. There is one more you can get if you get the Frozen Feast weapon from the Reborn Champion Zergo and trade it to that NPC, and it's actually a part of plot to do that. But I'd rather get the amulet because it's a really, really good damage amulet. I would even say you're better off just going into NG Plus and getting the weapon that way, and just getting the amulet on your first cycle, because it is so good. I would even say it's like the best amulet in the game. Increases your damage like exponentially every time you attack them, up to 4 times. Let's just drop all these rings. Should I summon? Yeah, fuck it. Why not? This guy sucks. I don't feel bad about treating this boss this way. He deserves it. Still not as bad as BRB2, but quite annoying. Man, I still remember the first like exposure that I had to this game was watching Bach Basut play this before I even played the game myself. And I gotta tell you, watching Bach do this fight, it did not entice me to want to pick up the game myself. I was just like, you know, that really doesn't look like fun. I think I'm good. But sometimes you'll just see people's reactions of a thing and it makes it seem so much worse. And don't get me wrong, as I said, I don't think this boss is very fun or well designed in the very slightest, but I don't think it's quite to the rage-inducing level that Bach was making it out to be. But I'm also a Souls content creator primarily, so this is in my element, so to speak. Maybe I would come across a Resident Evil type boss and think it's just rage-inducing, like Osmond Sadler from 4 Remake. And then someone like Bach would be like, no, it's not that bad, you just need to buy the rocket launcher. You just have to kill the Novistadors. You know, difficulty is subjective. Ah, you bastard. Oh, fuck you! You piece of shit. Yeah, I feel like if you're trying to parry the boss, that's the underlying thing. If you're trying to approach this fight like the rest of the game, then, yeah, he's going to piss you the hell off, I feel like. Like, this is not the kind of boss where you want to, like, parry everything he does and, like, thoroughly learn all his combos and really nail down the timings. Like, fuck that. Just treat it like a Dark Souls boss and dodge and weave. You know, get spacing and, yeah, just weave in and out. And I gotta say, that's the only boss in the game that feels that way. Alright, are we good? My heart belongs to me! What? What? I will say, the R2 on this thing is a little bit deceiving with how far it goes. Oh, I almost didn't dodge that. And that probably would have one-shot. Alright, well that's the base game. I think we picked up every solitary quartz. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the DLC half as well as I do the base game. Not even half as well. But it's still fun. Where is the damn NPC? Wow. I didn't even know that. So apparently, if you don't talk to Alidoro for long enough, you can just softlock yourself out of boss amulets and weapons. The more you know. Well, luckily, we can still, there's still an NPC in the DLC that allows you to, craft stuff. Let's just get, like, 6 of these. We'll get, like, 20 of these. Yeah, and we'll spend the rest on levels. A little bit of health, a little bit of capacity. I think I have exactly 1 quartz, so I'm not even gonna spend it. I might have 2, actually, yep. Alright, I'll save it. On to the DLC. Oh yeah, there is one that I'm forgetting, actually. The Chosen One's Trinity Key, right? Yeah. I am forgetting the Chosen One's Trinity Key. We can still do this after beating the game, right? Jesus Christ. What happened to the sun? Yeah, etiquette is a pretty goated weapon, man. Just slaughters things. Okay, cool. Yes? Doesn't even matter whether or not we're lying or telling the truth at this point. We already got the ending. I wish there was some kind of other in-game reward for, like, lying versus telling the truth. Like, some kind of meter that, like, I don't know, maybe increased your damage, or, like, against certain enemy types. Or made you take less damage against certain enemy types. I don't know, I wish there was some kind of in-game benefit to lying versus telling the truth. Kind of like pure black versus pure white tendency from Demon Souls, right? I don't know, I never played Demon Souls, I'm just... I'm going off of what I'm pretty sure I've heard the game works like. I don't know, Demon Souls, even the remake, it just feels archaic. Way too old. Like, I can go back to play Dark Souls 1 just because, like, that's what I started with, right? So, like, I can go back to that era, but I don't know. Demon Souls, it just feels primitive. Can you talk? Yo, motherfucker, talk! Why the fuck won't you talk? Like, hello? Game is bugged. Okay. I mean, I assume the game is bugged. I don't know. Maybe his mind breaks after Geppetto dies. Whatever. Fuck you, devs. Fuck you. Oh no, you can't pick up the phone right here because you have to go back to the hotel, and all that. If you want to go back to the hotel, you can't fight the boss right now, and like, fuck you, dude. So, the DLC shouldn't take me very long, if I'm just actually going apeshit speedrun mode. There's a couple of quartz that I still want to get, but... yeah, this will probably take like an hour and a half.
Hey, wakey wakey.
If I had to guess.
Come on, pal, get up.
Guys, if I start going down some kind of rabbit hole with Arlecchino, and for some reason I just decide, oh no, I'm gonna give Arlecchino a fair chance and I'm not gonna summon Letta. If it starts going on for like 20 minutes, just tell me to call it quits. You know, it really is a shame that, like, every time I think about replaying this game, Arlecchino comes to mind, and it's like some kind of like a negative connotation. Because this really is one of my favorite games of all time. And the positives really do greatly outweigh the negatives. It's just, like, Arlecchino probably is, like, my least favorite boss in Souls history. So there's, like, a little bit of a, love-hate relationship there. But, like I keep saying, you know, there is a way around it. We can use the summon, and she has a lot of health. You know, it will let you just completely wail on him. And it's like, I really don't feel bad about treating the boss like that, because in my opinion, he deserves it. And I'm just glad that they, allow that. Because if they didn't, I probably would just ignore him entirely. Or lower the difficulty. It's like, at a certain point, it's just... it's choosing mental health. You know what I mean? Okay, let me rest at the Grace, you fuck. You really want to scrap that badly? You really want to scrap? What the fuck? I thought that was a grab for a second. Yeah, this thing's range is fucking terrible with the R2. Yeah, normally it just lets you rest at the place without having to kill him, but I just had to send a message, you know what I mean? Let's see if I can get some better drip. Yeah, sure, why not? Someone, please save me! Okay, I saved you by talking to you. Had Dark Souls 1 brain. Thought I was supposed to press the button for some reason. Boom! 2 birds, 1 stone. Yeah, I guess we were screwed out of 1 quartz. Because Arlecchino just didn't want to talk to me with the Chosen One Trinity key. Oh well. Should probably get the carcass thing out. Actually, oh, fuck off. So yeah, you know that thing in other video games that's called the pause button? You guys remember that? Isn't a pause button just so cool? Or you guys think a pause button's overrated? Yeah, I for one think that not having a pause button actually makes games a lot harder, so that's why Souls games should go without. You know, because, you know, it's so much harder when you need to go to the bathroom in the middle of a boss fight and you just have to deal with your bladder just being fucked up, you know? You know, just having to battle with human biology in the middle of a boss fight. Like, God, what a genius concept, you know? I wish every game would do that. Because that's my favorite part about Souls games. Is having to battle with my own bladder in the middle of a boss fight. Or, you know, you get a phone call from your mom or your spouse. And you just, like, have to ignore it. Don't have a choice. Like, I get why online games don't have pause buttons. You know, like with online matches and shit. You know, because you can't just pause time for everybody else. But, like, in a single-player game, it doesn't make sense to me. Never has. Fucking butterfly, you piece of shit, trying to fucking strafe me around the damn pool. I might die. Yeah, that's fun. I will say, my favorite aspect, not just about the DLC, but probably the game in general, is just how fun the basic enemies are to fight. I feel like FromSoft Souls games, with the exception of Sekiro, it's pretty much like all of the effort goes into the boss fights, and like the combat encounters along the way are just fodder. But this game doesn't feel that way. You know, like it actually feels intense on the way to boss fights, and I would even argue more intense on the way to most boss fights. And it's nice. I feel like they just really capitalized on that the best they could with this DLC. I probably don't praise that as often as I should. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely a lot of reused assets, like these basic carcass enemies here, but there's also elephants and mammoths and you know, other gigantic robots and big monkeys and so many other types of enemies. You know, they definitely they upped the variety up a lot when it came to the DLC. I feel like there wasn't that much variety in enemies before the DLC. And there was only like a handful of enemies, but they definitely tried to remedy that the best they could. Man, I can't wait until their sequel. I want to go to Oz and fight all those flying monkeys. I want to go to the Emerald City and fight guards. Like, I don't know, maybe corrupted guards. Maybe fight Oz himself. Fight the Wicked Witch. Like, I'm so curious what they're going to do going forward. Because, like, the more I think about it, the World of Oz would make such an incredible video game. And it has not been explored in any sort of video game medium. Now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, this boss is kind of AIDS, I'm not gonna lie. Come on, fuck you. What the hell is going on? Like, he queues up an attack, and then he's not attacking until 10 seconds later. Like, I don't fucking get it. And this is the part where I try not to tilt. And this is the part where I try not to tilt. Where the hell are my souls? Where the fuck? Oh, I didn't see them. Okay, you can't lie.